Hello, everyone. I am Sniff Freely, your host for the night. And this is the Game Awards Yearly Expo for 2025. This is our own take on the year's awards, much like Jeff Keighley's, my estranged brother. But this is the Razzies, if you like, for the Game Awards. And so we're going to be pointing out the absolute worst games companies or development companies or CEOs or whatever for this year. So let's head over to our first topic. Now, I thought we would go and start with the most coveted one. So I thought we'll do that in reverse. So we'll pick the worst game of the year.
Expeditions at 33.
Okay. And now our nominations are Pete, which is me, says Mind's Eye, which is quite interesting. Tequila says EAFC. I think that's probably going to be a common occurrence there. Colm says Game of Thrones, I assume that is. King's Road, and Alan says Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay, so the winner of the worst game of the year of 2025 is Monster Hunter Wilds. Yay, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Cool. I want to thank my mum, my dad, my producer, all the cast. Thank you.
Why is
whoever voted
Monster
on that
Hunter
is drunk? That's what I think. That's ridiculous.
It's a terrible game. I'm sorry. It is.
It's a terrible game, Alan. You spent 50, 60 hours in, mate. That's how terrible.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Mind's Eye that was completely busted on release. Of course.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Mind's Eye was busted. But none of us played Mind's Eye. No, I wouldn't say it's not a bad game. Yeah, I know. What's Hunter Wilds is not a bad game. It's a disappointing game. It's really disappointing. It's too easy. I don't care how many star monsters they have now. It should have been fixed on release. I don't want 12-minute battles. I want a full to the wire battle from World of the Monster. I don't want to beat something in 12 minutes.
At least it was playable.
Yeah, it's true. It was playable.
It was very much playable, but it was a bastard child of Monster Hunter World
World, yeah, exactly. It was a shell of its former self. If it stuck to World, it would have been fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's the judge overlords deciding that one there. All right, fantastic. Let's go back. Okay, Monster Hunter. Right, next up. Worst developer. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's look at the nominees. Pete says EA. Tequila says Bethesda. Again, expect a common occurrence here. Colm says EA. And Alan says Xbox Game Studios. Okay, so we've got 2 for EA. I wonder who the winner's going to be, lads. Predictions?
EA Sports.
Yeah, shit.
Winner is EA Sports.
Yay, they suck.
All right. So who wants to talk about why EA Sports is so shit?
Dirty, greedy, money-grabbing, entitled pieces of crap who all they do is reskin the same game and release it no matter what it is, whether it's EAFC, whether it's Madden, whether it's NHL, whether it's the 2K basketball games that EA have got their fingers in as well. They literally get you to pay £80 or more for an update. Fuck you, EA.
Yeah, they seem to just to sort of do minimal tweaks to the game, and then they tout it all as complete fucking bollocks.
Yeah, and it's obviously in the FIFA world, Tequila obviously Understand? They put out this massive thing about this new EAFC game saying, we've heard you, we've changed this, we've made it for the players. Have you bollocks? You've done nothing to that game.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Nick, few words on this? Because I know you have stuff to say.
I don't know about the other crap they released this year, but as far as EFFC concerned, I enjoyed it for a month, maybe 6 weeks. And then they kept on changing the games. I think I said it on the show. They kept on changing the patches every week, literally every week. So you'd get a different game each week. And that was my biggest problem with it. Com's right. They do minimal changes every year. But I was kind of expecting that. I wasn't expecting a brand new game. I never believe any of that crap anyway. My issue is that they couldn't decide what they wanted it to be because they were trying to please everyone, and obviously their priority is the Ultimate Team people. So those voices are always going to be the loudest because they're the money makers. So if the Ultimate Team says such and such, we don't like it, they'll make changes to the whole thing, and then it will affect the people like me who just want to play single player. That's why I stopped playing, because they wouldn't leave it alone. It was never amazing anyway, but the fact is they wouldn't not leave the game alone.
Yes, it's fucking... Yeah. We've spoken about this, and I'm sure everyone knows about that, so we can move on. That's why it's really bad, so fuck you, EA, and your sports division. Next up, worst studio head. So this is basically whoever's helming a particular studio, be it fucking whatever, right? So, nominations. I've gone for Yves Guillemot, which is the lead for Ubisoft, particularly because of like Assassin's Creed, whatever it is, Shadows. Tequila's gone for Todd Howard from Bethesda.
I believe I wrote Todd Coward. You must have put it in wrong.
I must have, yeah. And so has Cole and Alan. Now this seems to be quite a unanimous vote here. So I wonder, guys, who the winner's going to be. I mean, like, let's just find out. Yay! It's Todd Howard. Thank you, Todd Howard. Now, can someone explain to me why Todd Howard deserves so much hate this year?
Well, I put Bethesda in as my choice of worst studio, so this goes hand in hand with me. So, basically, he didn't release much, unless you count the Fallout 76 stuff. But for me, the icing on the cake, and you know, Pete, because you watched this with me, you brought it to my attention, I believe, on Fallout Day or whatever they called it. What time is it? I probably shouldn't say that word. The great massive tease that Todd Coward decided to do with trying to pretend that he was about to release a nice remaster of Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. And what did we get?
Oh, yeah.
We got Fallout New Vegas normal edition with a bloody statue. So for me, that is so much disrespect that I had to award him it, because this is a guy who, I don't know about Com as much, but or Alan, to be fair, I'll talk for me and Pete, because I know this is for sure me and Pete. This is the guy who has made some great games for me and Pete over the years. To see such a fall from grace, not only the studio, but he himself, he's become just another one of these corporate guys. You just can't believe a word that he says. You know, if Elder Scrolls 6 is his last game, which is the rumor, then he's probably going to balls it up as well. But for how he's treated the Fallout franchise, diminishing returns, he's destroyed the franchise more or less, and then he rubs it in the fans' faces. That's more or less what that was. Was it his call? I don't know. I don't work there, but I know that he's in charge of a lot of it, so that's where he gets my vote.
Okay. Well, so there we are. Todd Howard, everybody. Right.
Coward.
Todd Coward. I am sorry. All right. Let's move on. Worst games influencer. One or two of you did struggle with this, but I thought it might sort of, you know, do something to sort of acknowledge us sort of like knowing about other YouTubers or you know, Twitchers. So the nominations are, I've gone for Yong Ye because I can't fucking stand the way he drags everything out. He turns a 2-minute news article into a 20-minute soiree of blurb. So I can't stand it. Nick's gone for MMG. I don't know who MMG is, actually.
He's the guy who does all the Madden stuff. You might have seen him appearing on the Angry Joe videos. I despise his very being. He's everything that's wrong with YouTube influencers, and I would like to send him into the sun.
Okay, good. Fair enough. Colm has gone for XQC. Who the fuck's XQC, Colm?
XQC is a Canadian streamer over on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. He has had so many controversies during his career. He's such a horrible person. And, you know, he's had claims against him for being publicly and openly racist, homophobic, and anti-Semitic.
There was rumours about that with PewDiePie as well. He shouted out the N-word during the live stream once. Okay, so that's XQC. Alan, very funnily enough, has gone with Google, which I can't blame him because they are technically an influencer, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right, so let's take a look at the winner. The winner is, drumroll, Young. Yeah. Yes, I made that decision. I thought, well, fuck you, I'm having one to myself. And yes, this is Young Ye. Young, if you're listening to this, which I doubt, because why would you with such a tiny channel? But if you are, condense it down, bruv. It doesn't need to be like shorter than 9 minutes, because once you're at 9 minutes, you can still get the monetization for the video. So just keep it to 9 bloody fucking minutes. We can brisk over the rest of this because we don't need to go into more detail about Mr. Ye. So let's look at our next category. Worst game release date. So this is the worst release date of a game. So we're talking about day zero. I don't think we should even include the day zero patch, because that's kind of cheating. You should have your game ready to go on day of release. So let's look at the nominations here. I've gone for Helldivers, but I seem to be the only one, because everyone else, Tequila, Colm, and Alan, have gone for Mind's Eye. I don't really know much about Mind's Eye, because I haven't really paid much attention to it at all. But the winner is Mind's Eye. So
Yeah.
why don't we?
It wasn't finished at all. Not finished at all. Collision detection. Yeah, there's that too. There was no collision detection in the damn thing. No, there's a video of a guy, and he basically shoots this guy in a car. The guy literally falls out the bottom of the car. That's just one example.
No, I was about to say it was this year's Cyberpunk. That's a very good comparison. Yeah. So if you think Cyberpunk and Estate, and funny, this is another open world as well. So it's another city open world, just like Cyberpunk kind of was. And that's the problem with it. It's just like, you know, these games try to be so big, they try to do so much. If anyone, again, I'll mention Angry Joe again, just because he's funny, especially when he drags on games. He did a good video on this, and you'll see everything if you ever need any more proof. Cars disappearing, stuff like that, right in front of you. It was trying to recreate a city, and when you tried to recreate a city, some damn funny stuff happens. That's why it was so good. As in bad.
Yeah, I definitely even fixed it either.
Plus, I think the developers themselves have come out and more or less not taken accountability for it as well, which just rubs salt in the wound, doesn't it? So.
We should say, to be fair, the stories of Monster Hunter games aren't great anyway. But I think in this particular case, for me, it was the fact that the monsters in this game weren't real. They were like created, manufactured, if you like.
Some of them were.
Yeah, some of them were. Obviously, the pure ones are fine, but there wasn't even an Anjanath in the game. It was a manufactured Fulgur Anjanath, and that pissed me off.
I feel cheated here. My game actually was supposed to have a storyline.
I think the problem you've got, Com, is that none of us played it. Whereas me, Pete, and Alan, we all played Monster Hunter Wilds. Where I think, did you actually play Shadows?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, so none of us experienced the greatness of that story. So,
or lack thereof.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be it. Performance mode only. Yeah. Apparently your audio's cut out, mate.
I don't know why that has happened. I'm sorry, everyone. Yes, so Monster Hunter Wilds is the winner here. Yeah, the performance mode in particular, because Nick, if you want to sort of touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, because I can't stand 30 frames per second, I 100% played all of it on performance mode. But some of the textures in performance mode, honestly, I'm not kidding, guys. It was like Xbox One, and I don't mean the last Xbox. I mean the original Xbox.
Yeah,
that's how bad the textures were, and they had to cut all that just to get it to 60. And I might have accepted it if the 60 was guaranteed. The 60 wasn't even guaranteed, so it took such a hit, and it didn't even come that results. Now they have improved it, but when I played it, it still wasn't great. But I've heard, I haven't gone back in since like June, but I've heard that this stuff has been improved on the. I think they released something recently, Pete, on the PC.
Right.
I played it on the Xbox, so God knows what it was like on the PC, especially the lower end PCs. On the Xbox, the performance mode was to look at. It was so ugly. I can live with it because that's not why I played that game, but it did not look next gen.
I had to use DLSS to just get a decent frame rate, and that's just like not acceptable, not good enough. You should
I mean, there's. I mean, you can look at independent games and say, okay, well, I played Final Fantasy Tactics, the remaster. That has better graphics than Monster Hunter Wilds. It does. Good. But when you consider that is 25-year-old, 30-year-old game with a little bit of a touch up, and this is meant to be a next gen AAA release. Then it's that's why you have to kind of like there's levels to it, so that was my vote.
All right, so let's move on. Worst game music. Now, if anyone's been paying attention to the music this year, 1 second, everyone. Apologies. Okay, so worst game music. Let's look at the nominees. I've said anything anime or JRPG related. Now, I know Colm might be slightly hurt, but Colm, you have to admit that the generic state of some of the music that gets churned out is just terrible, right?
Some of it, yeah, but more recently, like the games that I've been playing, the Persona ones in particular.
Persona got great songs. Persona.
Yeah, they've got a fantastic soundtrack.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Apart from the few diamonds in the rough. Right, so let's move on. Tequila says EAFC, another dig there at EA Sports. Colm says the Blueprints, and Alan says EAFC 26 again. So let's look at who's won, shall we? And the winner is Blueprints. Colm, why
Thank God.
Blueprints?
Because Blueprint soundtrack, right, is 82 songs that sound like they've been created by AI. They are all the same. They are boring. They do nothing to the game whatsoever. In fact, the only way you would want to listen to them is if you've got a migraine and are trying to go to sleep, because it will probably help you with that. But that might just be the gameplay as well. I'm not too sure.
On a similar note, if people want to see Com play Blueprints, put a wine, make it happen. I've already. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, are we back?
Yep.
All right, apologies for that, everyone. Welcome back. All right. So yes, that was Blueprints. The graphics look quite all right. It's got a style.
It's a hot piece of garbage.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
all
The
right.
whole
You'll be seeing it next year.
you bloody
It'll be played next year on the channel
Okay.
by Com.
All right. So worst game music winner. Congratulations, Blueprints. Let's move on to the next category. Worst game mechanics. So what do we mean by mechanics? We mean combat or, gathering or anything else like that. So let's take a look at the nominations. I've gone for Helldivers 2. Tequila's gone for Helldivers 2. Palm has gone for Captain Blood. And Alan's gone for Helldivers 2. Now let's take a look at the winners. Helldivers 2. Yay.
On a related note, we all four of us played Helldivers. One of us really liked it. 3 of us didn't. Guess what those were?
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Why, Colm, do you like Helldivers?
Because it's a game that's out there at the moment that's not really like anything. You got a little squadron. You're on. You're dropping into planets, fighting hordes of aliens, and there's millions of other people doing the thing. You can lose territories, lose planets, and your job is to basically go there and try and stop these hives and robot mechs. Yeah, I said mechs, Dermo. Get excited. Take over complete planets, Yes, okay, storyline and everything's not fantastic.
What storyline?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The storyline is you're there to save humanity. That's the storyline. But yeah, I don't see what the issue with it is. Why you guys hate it so much? If you want to go on and kill a fair few, things just because you got time to do so, it's a good game for you. It's not designed to be there for intense gameplay, intense storylines and stuff. It's it's for you and your mates to get together, shoot things, and try and make a dent into this hellscape that you land in.
Eddie, want to rebuke?
And shoot each other.
How long you got?
I think what really did it for us, Colm, is the fact that you can shoot each other. Like, please just...
Yeah, it should turn that off.
It should be an option at least.
It's more than that for me.
No, I know, but this is like...
If you go to war in real life, you can shoot each other.
Yeah, but this isn't real life, though, mate.
Well, no, it's not, but still.
No, just give us the option. That's all we're asking.
Okay, come by that logic. Well, since we're all playing as humans, you wanted to take a dump in the game as well and do it in real time. Should we do a mini game for taking a dump while we're there? If you want to make it realistic.
Why not? You can do it in Death Stranding.
So
Can you?
That's something you want in your Gamescom.
100%, yeah. Give it to me.
There you go. Okay, right then. Okay, now that's it. Then I got no comeback. Then he wants that in his games. Hopefully they'll make a pooping simulator for him next year.
I think there is one out already.
plenty
Well,
on
you could
Steam, yeah.
you could whack one out into a sock to replenish your I don't know, attributes.
The grenade, yeah.
Well, I mean, look, if Helldivers 2 had more time in the oven, then maybe if they thought things through a little bit more, like give us more options. Like if crews want to go down and have friendly fire, fine. But like if we decide that we don't want friendly fire and there is friendly fire, I just don't understand why they didn't put that option in. It doesn't make sense.
I think it is a common complaint with a lot of players because they're bringing out a new patch and they are putting the option to toggle friendly fire on or off.
Are they?
Patch, yeah.
Maybe I'll give it another look then if they use something like that.
So they admitted they were wrong. All right. Fair enough. That's the road to redemption, lads. Okay. Let's go back. Helldivers 2, congratulations. Next category, worst AAA horror game. I think probably me and Colm will have a little bit more knowledge about this. I don't know. But let's look at the nominations. I think it's pretty much decided. Last of Us 2 remastered across the board, apart from Colm, who says post-trauma. You're really picking out these indie games, Colm. Tell us what post-trauma is about.
So post-trauma is basically a Silent Hill rehyped project, and it just did not work at all. From what I've played of it, you feel like you're playing a Silent Hill clone, and it's just not as good. The story-wise, it's so cryptic, so abstract. You don't really understand what's going on throughout quite a lot of it. You have got clues and secrets throughout the world, like that you can find, but it's not worth your time at all. I like my horror games. I really enjoy horror games. I've played some fantastic indie ones. Trying to think, Emily and stuff like that. And they've done the job well. And this, to me, just reeked of desperation, as if like they wanted to be Silent Hill so badly, and they just completely missed the mark.
God bless them.
What I will say is that I certainly respect Com's choice, because Com, I think, probably is the biggest horror fan here. I know Pete likes them as well. Me and Alan less so. I think that's fair to say. So I haven't played any horror games this year because it's not a genre I follow that much. But as soon as Last of Us 2 came out, the remaster, go watch me and Pete's video of that a couple of years ago and go hear my vitriol towards my feelings on that, because I loved the first game. So I can't not but vote for that. So I will hold my hands up and say that it is a bias, that I've been completely biased because I detest Last of Us 2 and the destruction of a franchise that was once really good, especially the first game. Yeah. Any chance I get to rag on that game, I'll be honest with you, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I haven't played Last of Us 2, so I can't vote for it.
You really do. I mean, did you play the first one? Did you play the first one?
Yeah.
Never, well, then don't then. But pretend the second one doesn't exist. Enjoy the first game as its own entity. Pretend the second one doesn't exist.
Yeah. Trust us, dude. You really don't want to know what happens next. Well, let's just go ahead and find out who the winner is. And of course, it is Last of Us 2 Remaster. Yes, as Nick was saying, this is the product of someone who loves the smell of his own farts to the point where he dictated what he thought was best. He wrote all of the second part, right? Or did someone else write it?
I'm not sure if he wrote all of it, but he had massive influence. I mean, it was his baby. It was Druckmann's baby. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's Druckmann.
Yeah. And I think he's one of the worst writers of all time, to be quite honest with you. How could you fuck this up so badly? And the first part was a masterpiece. It was so tragic. It was beautiful. That post-apocalyptic sets were just so next gen. And then part 2 comes out and he just completely fucks it all up. Oh, everyone's become a lesbian. Everyone's going to get fucked roughly up the arse. by whatever. It's just going to be like this really horrible world. He doesn't understand the mechanics of how to write a good storyline and how to have decent character curves, because all I saw was just cardboard cutouts. So
can I just tell you what the game, Pete? The game's message, just in case anyone, and to save people ever spending any money on this tripe. Yeah, if you want the storyline, this is the storyline. Revenge is bad. That's the storyline.
Well, revenge is revenge, mate. Whether it's bad or good is in the mind of the beholder. He doesn't know what he's talking about, mate. What a fucking message to the revenge is bad. Okay, retard.
But that is the whole storyline, Pete.
Yeah. There. Anyway, I want to move on because
there?
I would quite literally set him on fire. So anyway, let's go back. Last of Us Part 2, you highly deserve that. Another round of applause for Last of Us Part 2. Thank you very much. Let's move on to our next category. Worst AAA shooter game. So by shooter, we mean first-person or third-person shooter. Your shooters. So the nominations are... I think we know what the winner's going to be. Because we've all gone for Call of Duty, Black Ops 7, and I think the winner is going to be Call of Duty, Black Ops 7. So let's talk about why.
It doesn't change.
Can I just quickly throw in there that I made that choice before I knew of the single player. Do I call it a story? I call it a story for comedy reasons. Before I even knew of the first person's story elements, which just makes it's an amazing game. That story is top notch. Play that story, guys. If you want to have such a good time, such a laugh. Gigantic Michael Rooker as a boss. I mean, that's just amazing, dude. I love it.
Who's Michael Rooker?
Didn't Com already ask me this today?
You see Cliffhanger, didn't you, Pete?
Huh?
You seen Cliffhanger?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the one. He's Stallone's mate who gets taken hostage by John Lithgow.
He's done loads and loads of stuff. He's not just a. He's
Yeah.
done. Yeah. He's never become like a massive star. But if you saw his face, you would 100% know who he is.
Yeah, he's a B actor.
Like, it's him,
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's what's his face from Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm a carpet, Joe.
Call of Duty. The Call of
brother.
Yeah, the Call of Duty games are just they're just carbon copies of each other with slight differences, and if you like that sort of thing, that's fine. But us as sort of like 46 odd years old of veteran gaming, because at this point we pretty much were born with games controllers in our hands. We've been there since the start, so we know what makes a good game. Now, there's different levels, right? If you're just like a casual gamer, and we've said all this previously, of course, but if you're just a casual gamer, something like this might suit you. But if you're, if you love playing games all the time, then this is just going to become more and more of a ball ache, and you're just not going to like... There's a shelf life is what I'm trying to say with these type of games. And as people get older, they tend to not... pay attention to these sorts of things anymore, I assume. So, okay. Let's head back. Right, let's go to the next category. Worst AAA strategy game. So, let's look at the nominations. I've said Civilization 7. Tequila has said Civilization 7. Com has gone for FBC Firebreak. I see what you're trying to do, Com. You're trying to be dynamic and come up with different ideas.
Com's such a rebel. Com, you're such a rebel, bro.
Yeah. I go against the grain.
And then Alan's chosen Civ 7 as well. And I think if we take a look at who's won the award, I'm sorry,
the winner
Com.
is XCOM 3.
Is XCOM 7. I meant Civ 7, sorry. Yes, Civ 7. Oh, dude, where do we even begin with Civ 7?
Well, I think out of us four, I'm the biggest Civ fan. I've played them all as far back as I think I didn't play the first one, but I've played Civ 2 onwards. So they've been massive, massive games for me. But I was warned about this game from some YouTubers I watch who have got early access stuff who have whole channels where they just cover Civ, right?
Mm.
So and they were warning people a good 4 or 5 months, pretty much a year ago, at the end of last year. They were warning people. This doesn't look good. They've screwed around with too much stuff. They've changed what people are after. The UI doesn't look very good, and everyone was doing what people do. Oh, don't worry, they'll patch it. Oh, they'll patch it. They'll patch it. No, it was a complete disaster. Not only in its UI, which apparently is still disastrous, but they fundamentally changed core aspects of what, especially the veteran players want. I don't know about new players. Maybe this is what games company, they do this nowadays. They try to get new customers in rather than trying to appease their loyal customers. But when it comes to most of the loyal fan base, nobody asked for this. Nobody asked for these changes. The idea between civilization is you build a civilization that, in their own words, stands the test of time. You choose a civilization and then you take it from the Bronze Era all the way up to the modern era. All right? They've changed it. This time you have to pick 3 different civilizations that changes as you level up through the eras, and a whole bunch of problems went alongside this, and more or less like 90%. Go look on a Steam page and you see the reviews for it. It's a disaster. Can it be fixed? No. I think this is different because this can't be fixed, because they would have to fundamentally more or less release a new game. Because the way the system and the way the eras work with the civilizations is built into the whole basis of the game. This isn't something that can just be patched out. This is the whole basis. I'm sure there probably are mods. I don't know how deep these mods go, but I would imagine that it's probably heavily modded, and maybe that is the only way to play the game. I'm not sure. I put it on Xbox. I played it for a couple of hours, and I said no, and I haven't gone back. So I wasted like 35 quid or whatever it was.
Wow.
I haven't gone back, and I am that customer base. I am that veteran Civ player. I am a part of that fan base. So,
anyone else got anything to say about Civ? Because I played the previous one, Civ 6, and I think whatever Civ 4 or something. So like I really, if I'm in the mood, I can really enjoy Civ. But yeah, I just got really put off with this one. Sorry, Alan, you were going to say?
No, go for it. No, it's fine.
Okay.
I just heard how they were screwing the game up before release, and then that's because I was thinking about getting this game because I enjoy, like they say, like you, I've enjoyed the Civilization games, and was it the case you have to create 2 civilizations or something?
3
even. There you go. Fuck that.
Each kind of era, well, not era, but like each other era. So there's like 6 areas. So every 2 eras, you'd have to create a whole new civilization. And what made it worse is it would it would literally stop you what you were doing. So if you're in the middle of the war and you triggered the next era, the game stops. If you're in the middle of the war, you don't get to finish that war. That's a great example
how stupid is that?
This is what I mean. Whether or not stuff like that has been patched, I can't answer because I haven't gone back to it. But the whole fundamental idea of the game would need to change. I don't even know if an expansion, if they do an expansion, and they probably will, they have to get rid of the whole era system, which is massive, massive work. Only a proper expansion could even come close, which has not come out yet. Maybe next year something will come out. But
Cooper's got a good point as well. He says £60 game too. Hell of a risk for a full rebuild on the 7th iteration of a franchise. Yeah,
insane. I don't know. I mean, you'd think these games company like Firaxis, right? They generally they're the guys who made the XCOM games. You'd think they would have done their customer feedback, the customer research. Nobody asked for these. Nobody asked for these changes.
Yeah,
I've not played Civ. I've not played any of the Civ games. It's not really my cup of tea. I'm kind of glad it's what it, because obviously you guys have got a lot more knowledge about these strategy games than I do. My choice was a little bit less like strategy than what yours is, so yeah, I can concede this one happily.
Okay. Moving on. Worst AAA sports game? No, I wonder. Who the fuck's gonna win this? Okay, I've gone for anything by EA, and Tequila, Colm, and Alan have gone for EA FC 26. So we know who the winner's going to be. Let's just say, yeah, EA FC 26. Right. We spoke about this, right? So do you want to just sort of like quickly?
I only play 2 real sports games. I'm not that big on the sports stuff. The only kind of sports that I really play on video games would be I don't mind the odd tennis game. And I will buy a football game, and I'll buy WWE games if you want to class that as a sport. For argument's sake, we can. That's why I was wondering. I was going to ask Alan if he was even remotely considering putting the WWE game in there.
No,
I was.
Were you considering that? Because that was the only other option for me. It's like, well, what do I think was worse? I had some fun with Alan on GN mode, which is a certain mode of 2K that me and him had some fun with. But the actual gameplay of 2K, I think, is pretty bad. And I won't even start on some of the game modes. Anyone who watched Alan's stream earlier will know exactly what I mean. Some of the game modes in that game are atrocious, I think, and so predatory. But when it comes to being predatory, nothing's going to beat EAFC. So even 2K can't hold a candle to the predatory nature of ESFC.
I mean, the reason why I was gonna put forward WWE was it's not so bad now because they keep bringing out so many bloody patches.
Don't they keep breaking stuff? Alan, you play the most. Don't they keep breaking stuff?
No, it's not that broken anymore.
Because we've had in universe modes, we have custom trons and custom music and all that. And every time that there's an update, it completely breaks all that. It's just like, just give us the option to do that, and then everything will be fine. But I was going to put this in because of all the glitches I've seen. Like I've had wrestlers walking through ropes, floating in air, getting stuck to the ring post, and the body stretching out. It's a mess. It's got a lot better now, but it was a mess.
Yeah. Actually, I did have a glitch about 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I got a guy to get his skin like sort of like slapped about in the corner. This was actually in a Royal Rumble match where you have to throw them over the top rope. My guy somehow transported to the outside of the ring, and he was stuck for the whole match.
Yeah,
nice.
He was just stuck there, didn't even move. He was outside the ring. I thought, okay, I'm obviously been eliminated, so yeah. And the match just continued. I'm sure I recorded some video footage of it. It was quite funny.
Yeah, no, EA, they're so bad, and it's becoming more and more obvious now. So EA, please just, I don't know, go away.
Fold.
Yes. Right. So that's EAFC. Let's take a look at the next category. The worst console of the year. Now, this is kind of like a sort of like an ambiguous sort of like category, I suppose. But what we're really saying is the performance of the console for the year to date. So which console has done better in terms of general releases or their sort of like own economy and how good or bad it might be, right? So you get the point. Who's done the worst? So let's take a look at the nominations. I've gone for the Switch 2 because the Switch 2 is an overpriced load of garbage, and the whole economy behind Nintendo's online store is predatory and disgusting. The way they keep their prices high. I think Zelda Breath of the Wild is still fucking 60 quid. So yeah, I think it's all disgusting. But everyone else has gone for Xbox, so Tequila, Coleman, Allen. So I wonder who the winner is going to be. The winner is Microsoft Xbox. Yay! You are the worst console of the year. Why are they the worst console of the year, guys?
How long have you got?
Yeah, we could be all night.
Points, bullet points only, please.
Let's just start with the decision of price hiking for Game Pass. Not releasing any real new quality games for the price hike. What else is there that I can go on about? The fact that I can go on the Xbox store and look for a game that came out 10 years ago and it still be 50, 60 quid. I could keep going.
Yes.
A growing trend, as I also hinted at with the actual Game Awards we watched the other night, is that more and more of the games that are coming out for everything else are not being released on the Xbox. This is a growing trend that I myself have seen more of the last 4 or 5 months. I've got probably about 6 or 7 games that I easily would have loved to be playing right now on my Xbox that I can't because they just won't bring them out on the Xbox. They'll bring them out on the Switch too, but not the Xbox. So what does that tell you about the actual? I mean, people can, you can hear all the advertising and stuff like that and all the fluff talk, but if you really look at it, what does that tell you when one console is not getting as many releases as the others? It tells you that the numbers are just not there, so developers are reluctant to release games on the Xbox because they're not going to make much money, so they don't bother. That tells you that the Xbox is dying badly.
So this is what, not releasing at all, or not releasing on disc?
I think some
Both.
of them aren't coming out at all, are they?
Both. Yeah, you're right. A lot of them aren't coming out physically, but they are coming out physically for the PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. But also, Alan, some of them are just not coming out at all. So I'd say it's a bit of both.
Okay.
It's a bit of both.
Because I think we said the natural progression, of course, obviously Microsoft want to start moving towards, say, that Steam machine or whatever the fuck it's called. Because obviously Microsoft themselves are computer guys, that's their forte. So the natural progression for them is to move to a discless console, as much as that sucks, because I love physical media, as because it's mine. But that's the natural progression for them to move to a more digital thing.
These are independent studios, Alan, who are just flat out saying we can't be bothered to release it on Xbox.
No, that's on them then.
It's coming everywhere else. It's coming everywhere else. But...
It's probably because there's a whole bunch of red tape with Microsoft, right? Like,
Could be.
There is something about Microsoft, like you have to jump through a hoop. Apparently you have to pay like a few thousand to put a new patch out or something like that.
Yeah, some of that, about 10 grand or something.
Fuck off.
Also, maybe there's like a little clause in there saying, okay, we can release your game on our console if you're an independent studio, but if it does well, we're going to buy you, and then you belong to us.
Yeah, again,
simulate them all.
Yeah, because obviously Xbox has been buying up studios left, right, and centre, haven't they? Bethesda, the pricks who do Call of Duty.
The Xbox aren't interested in being in the console market really anymore. They're trying to squeeze all the fans as much as they can as they're leaving out the door. That's why you're getting all the price increases on Game Pass. And as Alan said, the next console is going to be barely a console. It's going to be kind of half a console at best. Mainly, it's going to be mainly just a portable PC, more or less. That's what it's going to be, just like the Steam machine. So they want out, and this is their exit strategy, and to try and make up all the losses they did when they bought Blizzard and Bethesda and all the other train wrecks they've bought. It's their own fault. They killed themselves.
Yeah, well, we shall watch your career with great interest, Microsoft Xbox. All right, let's move on to the next category. And this is our last category, I'm afraid. The last category of the award show. Good, because it's still opening time. Let's take a look at the nominations. I think we know who the winner is going to be again. Helldivers 2, I say.
There's the rebel himself. Look at him.
Tequila says Helldivers 2. Colm says FBC Firebreak. God bless you. And Alan says Helldivers 2. Let's take a look and see who the winner is. Yeah. Helldivers. Hey. Yeah, we've spoken about Helldivers, and I agree with Colm in that they've got something, right? They had something. But the mechanics, there's certain mechanics that I don't like, and we've mentioned the friendly fire, but I liked what they had. I liked the idea that you could sort of jump in, go down, and fuck some stuff up, and then come back up. But my problem is there's just not enough cosmetics. There's not enough like styles or builds or anything like that they've just thrown you in to like a couple of basic generic cookie cut outfits. They've paywalled a whole bunch of add-ons, and you know, I don't know. I was disappointed because it really did look exciting. You know, like when Nick was selling it to us, it was Starship Troopers, and we really wanted that. But we didn't get it, and it's obviously not Nick's fault. We all saw the trailers, and we were deluded into thinking it was.
It is my fault, mate, because they sold me a river, and this is what I was going to say.
They did the same to us.
Yeah,
they did the same to us.
But my point is that that's all they've got. This is what their selling point is. Oh yeah. Oh look at us. We're Starship Troopers. There was never really a proper Starship Troopers game. A couple of crap ones, but look, look, we're Starship Troopers. And then also, oh look, we're going to be Terminator 2 as well. We got T1000s as well. Come on, you remember the T1000s? It's Member Berries, the game.
I remember.
Exactly. It's Member Berries, the game, and then you get to the game, and it's, in my opinion, lackluster to be the best with crap progression, and they want the little battle passes. No, I already paid full price. That doesn't need to be there.
Oh, I was trying to stick up for you, mate.
Screwed.
I
was
trying, mate.
What's Com's pick then? I haven't. Tell us about Firebreak.
Yeah. Give us FBC Firebreak. What's your reasoning behind that?
FBC Firebreak is. I'm trying to. There's another game that's very similar to it. Where it were a case of you're a group of 4 people and you go through like tunnels and stuff like that. And this is why I said I'm not too bothered about the strategy side of things. It does take strategy. You know, you have to do strategy in it because you've got to go through certain sections and you've got to set things up to make sure you don't get overswarmed with things. But it's so bad. Honestly, the co-op version, the co-op play is awful. The connection is about as stable as a toothpick holding an elephant. It breaks all the time. Honestly, it's so bad. If you can get 20 minutes on a co-op game mission with somebody, you've done well. That's how bad the connection issues are.
It's all just peer-to-peer, right? Must be just peer-to-peer.
Yeah, peer-to-peer, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. But yeah, it's got good premise, but if you like those kind of games, there are other ones out there that are better already. Go for them.
Yeah. All right, everyone. That was our show. I really do hope you enjoyed it.
Where's the big game? Where's the big game reveal at the end, Pete? And then we can all be disappointed. What was that called? What was the shooter called?
Oh,
something guard. What was it called? Something guard?
I don't know. Muff guards.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, everyone. We will see you on the next episode, whenever that is. Keep an eye out.
And there'll be 3 episodes coming over Christmas time. It's going to be pre-records with me, Com, and Alan going over the top 5 games, top 5 or worst 5 games, and also the top 5 anticipated games for next year. They're going to be released separately over the Christmas period. I don't know, probably maybe Christmas Eve might be the first one. We're going to record them soon and release them in stages.
Yeah.
That's what's up next.
So look forward to those. All right. Everyone's going to say goodbye. So Alan.
Ta-ta, everybody.
Columbus.
Little Pip.
And Nick.
Just to be honest, mate.
Yeah. Oh, Nick. All right. We'll see you guys later.